Hello Internet, my name is Garcia, and today I have a special unboxing for you. This is the HP Pavilion 595 p0084. And I know that was a mouthful, but yeah, that's what it's called. So what's so special about what's in this brown box? Well, it's got a Intel i7 6-core processor. Translation, that means you can edit 4K video with it. It's a very, very powerful processor. And it's paired with 16 gigabytes of RAM. Not to worry though, if you want 32, you can totally do that because it expands up to 32 gigabytes of RAM. So this is a great value because of the power it's packing at its price tag. I'll link a link below in the description below. And you can pick up one of these if you like what you see. But I have a really good feeling you will, because not only does it have a great processor, a great amount of RAM, it has a 1 terabyte hard drive, most computers come with that, but in addition it has 128 gigabytes of solid state memory, which means the operating system will run on solid state, which is much faster than spinning Rust. That's the nickname that Apple gave the traditional hard drives, but yes, the flash memory is much, much faster. So you have that to run your operating system, and you have a terabyte to have the rest of your files, which is great. It has the the latest wireless standards, which are A, B, N, G, and AC. AC being the newest one. Bluetooth 4.2. It's got a DVD burner in there, and it's got quite a few ports. It has several 3.1 USB ports. It's got a Type-C port, and it's got 4 2.0 ports in the back. Nothing wrong with that. It's got an Intel Ultra HD graphics card, 630, so you'll be able to watch 4K just fine on here. And it comes with a wireless keyboard and mouse. Just, nice add-on there, because a lot of computers still have wired keyboards and mice. So I really like that value. What I really like about this computer is the processor. If you're going to choose between spending more on a graphics card and a processor, I would always go with the processor. Always get that i7, that i9, whatever you can get your hands on, because the processor is what does all the work. It's an important part of the computer, and it actually costs less than the graphics card. But if you're doing gaming, playing video games on your computer, PC gaming, that's when you'll start focusing on the graphics card. But for my purposes, I'm a video editor, I'm a media person, so the best way, the best bang for my buck would be with the processor. So that's why I chose this. Hewlett-Packard is a great company, and let's unbox this because I'm so excited to see what's in it. This is my first time back with Windows. I have to stand up for this one. I've been a Mac user for quite a while, and I have been one of those fanboys who say, no, I don't want to use PCs. Well, I'm back, guys. And I'm back because there is a lot of value in this box. When you think about computers, they're more or less the same. They have Intel, the processors are the same, everything is pretty much the same. The difference is, how they put it together in a nice package, and the operating system. Opening up the box, I am greeted with a very nice, everything's really neatly put in here. That's the very first thing I noticed. No scents, no extra marketing frills. I know some boxes have, a vanilla scent or something. No, this is just straight cardboard. But what I like most about this is how neatly packed it is. I get my keyboard and mouse up front. Let's take a look at that just real quick here. I'm going to go ahead and move the computer out of the frame just for a second, because we want to see what's in this. This is the first thing we're greeted with, so let's see what's in it. So the box is not sealed. You just open it, and you're greeted with a gorgeous keyboard and mouse, wireless, And the keys are little chiplets. Let's pull this out. Let's take a look at that. All right. So this is a gorgeous keyboard. First thing I notice is it's just nice and flat. The last time I had a PC, the keys were, this tall, and now it's flat, super flat. Comes with a number pad, which is always a good thing, and it's wireless, and it has a good weight to it. It feels hefty. I see you put your batteries here in the back. The mouse, let's take a look at the mouse here. The mouse it's nice, it's light, plastic, got a little scroll wheel. Not too fancy. It seems to roll nicely. I should have gotten a mouse pad. I just thought about that. It's optical. Those have been around for a while. You get batteries in your box, and you get a little tab here to plug into the back of the computer. So I'm going to save that for now. This is kind of important. All right. Let's put this all back. Put this back in the box real quick. And let's take a look at the computer. So, like I was saying just a few minutes ago, I have been a long-time Mac user. I'm a huge Mac fan, and I swore against going back to Windows, but I feel that that bias needs to go away. It's time to return to being open-minded to different computers, Linux, Windows, Mac. It's all good stuff. Let's pull this out. Okay. Oh, wow. That was a little noisier than I expected. Opening up the PC. Oh, this is nice. Very, very nice. So we're first greeted with a gorgeous gray front. Gives a little color contrast here. In the back, I see several 4 USB ports. One is looks like a 3.0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 USB ports. HDMI out, VGA out, Ethernet in. You got some bays for expansion, power, and in the front, you get power button, headphone jack out, SD card reader, 2 USB ports, and a Type-C port, i7. Beautiful computer. So I'm really excited to see what this computer can do. It is a nice computer on the outside, but you've seen computers before. Let's see what it can do when we install some apps. All right, guys, so I installed a few apps on the PC already. I've hooked up my computer to my TV, so you'll see that it is in Ultra HD. It's a little bit beyond high definition. It's 4K, colloquially we say that it's 4K, but it's actually more like 3,000 pixels instead of 4,000 pixels. I bought a screen recorder because I'm so used to recording my screen on Mac. I found some free options, and whatnot. But on the PC, I didn't want to take a risk of getting a virus, so I decided to go ahead and buy one. So I went to the App Store, found Screen Bits in the App Store. It says I'm saving $12, so I got it for $7. So I said, you know what? This is the first thing I came across. It looks like it does the job. If it records the screen, I'm happy. So here we go. So we have a little screen recorder. I'm just going to minimize that for a sec. And you'll see that I have changed the wallpaper to this fish background. I was really eager to see how the computer was behaving after I dropped it in the unboxing. I didn't want to react on camera, but I was not happy about the styrofoam losing grip and dropping the computer. But as far as I can tell, everything is fine. The only component I would be concerned about is the 1 terabyte hard drive. It's still a mechanical drive. And I figured, well, if anything goes wrong with it, I can replace it easily. They're pretty cheap these days, like $60. But so far, it seems like it's doing just fine. And the main hard drive is a solid state, so there's no harm there. Everything looks good. I adjusted the resolution for the 4K television that I have it connected to. One of the issues I had was how big this TV is. If it's a 4K, it's going to make the icons really small. So see if I can get to the display settings here. I've bumped it up to 225%. You can actually, it's recommending to put it at 300%, but I just felt it was too, it made the bar here, the taskbar, too big, and I wanted to really use up the real estate of the screen. My first reaction to the computer is that it is very zippy. I've already started editing the unboxing video in DaVinci Resolve. This app is free, and I'm just going to scrub through here so you can see, this is my initial edit. It has two screens here. One is to look at, clips that I have that I'm selecting from my media library here, my media pool as they call it. And this one is to look at what you're editing here in the timeline. And so I've already begun cutting the unboxing video. This is full 4K right here. So this is it's Ultra HD. And it's playing back fine. I'll just play a little bit for you. It's playing fine. I don't know if you can hear that, if it records. This is the first time using this screen recorder, but it seems to play back just fine. And I'm actually really loving DaVinci Resolve so far. It's got a lot of neat features in it. So as far as power, I'm not worried about it. I can have the editing software open and launch iTunes at the same time, even download some movies. It's pretty powerful. Let's open up some movies, TV shows here, movies. So I got some movies here. I've already set up my iTunes. It's been a good movie computer because it can play Ultra HD. The graphics card can handle it, and so it's perfect for a television. Let's see if I can show you anything else about this computer. I did notice there was a lot of bloatware. We call it crapware. You can call it whatever you want, but it's the pre-installed software that is bundled with a Hewlett-Packard machine. Most computer companies add software because they get paid for it. They make money, and that's how they reduce the price of the machine, and it's just a moneymaker for them. So you can see Netflix here is already installed, and Netflix is not a bad thing, but I don't have a Netflix account, so this is an opportunity for them to sell me on getting Netflix, but it's already installed on the computer. Now, let's look at the apps to see how much space all this is taking up. Well, I've installed DaVinci Resolve, and that's a gig, not bad. But all these extra, I guess you could say, bloatware apps, only taking 16 kilobytes, are really just an icon that when you click on it, it's going to download the rest of it. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Even this Microsoft Jumpstart, which is a couple megabytes, it's not it's not taking up a whole lot of space. So it's actually it's not really a big deal, other than having a bunch of things popping up all the time. The one thing I read on the reviews of this computer was that it has 2 hard drives, which is awesome. You have a solid state drive, so let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. The solid state drive is really small. It's 128 gigabytes. It's saying 118, so when you format a drive, you lose some of the drive. So it says it's 118, and I have 73 left. This is a brand new machine. Yeah, sure, I added a couple apps, but as you saw earlier, they weren't. I mean, this takes a gig, and this is the big app that I installed. So it's kind of already full. No big deal. I mean, I still have 73 gigs to install more apps, and here is the traditional mechanical hard drive. I have a full terabyte. Well, actually, it's 931 gigabytes. You lose some with the formatting, but for the most part, it's I got a lot of space to work with. More space than if I had bought a Lenovo 510A 15 ICB. I think I memorized that model number because I was looking at that computer, and all they gave you was one drive. This one mechanical drive. They didn't give you a solid state drive. So this was less expensive, and it has 2 drives, and this makes it faster, and this gives me more storage. So it's not a bad thing. The problem is that your user folders, your documents, pictures, music, videos, those are on this drive, not on this drive. And then you have OneDrive that wants to have its own set of folders. So let me just show you that real quick. And so it gets very confusing. You have these files on this drive, and this drive is small as it is, so it's obviously going to fill up really fast. And then you have this that also wants to put it here, and it's going to fill it up even faster if you have stuff already up there. And it's not using this at all. And so what I decided to do was create a OneDrive folder. So let's go ahead and click on that. I put the OneDrive folder here, and I, said, put all the junk in here. So I have 2 gigabytes up there right now. I had removed a lot of stuff after I stopped using OneDrive. I canceled the subscription. So I have 15 gigabytes free, and I believe everybody gets that to start with OneDrive. I don't know, but I only have 2 gigabytes right now. But if all my downloads and everything goes in here, it's going to fill up pretty quick. So one of the problems I had was I found that I could, right click on this, go to Properties and Location, and move the drive to wherever I wanted. So I moved it to the OneDrive folder, and it merged them together, and now I can't unmerge them. I can move the folders to another drive just fine, but if I merge it with OneDrive, now they're married together forevermore, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because when you click on Documents, now you see all your documents are synced up with the cloud. The cloud icon represents files that are not taking up space. They're just like shortcuts, and when you click on them, it will download the actual file to your computer. The check marks are downloaded to my computer. And this is not a bad thing, because by default, when you install apps, it puts everything into Documents or to one of these folders, and now it's going to sync with the cloud. That's good. The problem I have is, I'm not subscribed to OneDrive, and I can't undo it because I decided to merge these things together. The other problem I have is if you have iTunes, for example, you don't want it to go into the music folder, because then you're downloading files and uploading files at the same time to OneDrive, and you're filling up your space, and that doesn't make much sense. So what I ended up doing was I put iTunes in its own folder here on the second drive. It's not tied to OneDrive, and it's not filling up this little tiny solid state drive. And I learned that when you open iTunes, you have to hold Shift and open it so that you can tell it to go somewhere else, because the settings in iTunes, let's say we go here to Edit, Preferences, and we go to Advanced. If I change the media location here, it will go back to the default music folder, wherever that happens to be, and the process will continue over and over again. Well, that concludes my video. Thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you didn't, you know what to do. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about it, what you didn't. It helps me get better. And be sure to follow me on Twitter at agarciatv. And until next time, thanks for watching.